wonderful. The Shiros, the last 20 seconds, whoever gets the better of it will have a lead. And the rifle play that comes out of both these players also very valid.
I mean, speaking of the X Factor, the man that we regarded to be the most valuable player back in Copenhagen, JL. Now, it's been a bumpy road for him since getting his first ever major MVP and trophy at that. How do you expect him to be bouncing back coming into the end of the season, aren't you?
The least I can say is that there are similarities to what happened in Copenhagen here in London. Just statistically, but also from an eye test perspective, the play style he's having, how committed he is to some of these fights, it's very reminiscing. And it is interesting because you could have made the argument that Copenhagen would never happen again. This was just basically all the stars aligning, every kill's coming his way, and then he gave you sort of reasons to believe that. The next two tournaments after that, shadow of himself, but he was open about it. He talked about it in interviews. He said, I lost a little bit of my motivation, and then as the results started piling up and my performance was going down, I lost track, I lost hope, I lost confidence, and now he's rebuilt all of it. I wouldn't be surprised to see the same type of jail in the grand final as he's having the whole tournament.
Yeah, and it's also very easy to fall down that path, right? Where you win a tournament, everybody praises you, everybody on Twitter's like, oh, this guy's the real deal, wow, off the ground, and like you get tagged, you get so fed up in your own form to be like, everything I do is perfect, right? Then you get back to practice, you're maybe not playing that deathmatch before the games, all of a sudden you're standing on the stage again, you think you're the king, you're walking in, you're getting your ass clapped, then it's a little bit different, right? And I think it was helpful for him to actually have those experiences, because now he actually realized, okay, what is the pain of actually losing when you hit the tops?
It's kind of wild when we look at Na'Vi to go, okay, one of the most experienced players on the team is Bit. Two-time major champion, no less. Where have you seen his impact so far here in London?
Oh my God, I swear to God, Bit is like a mystery to me. You've ever seen that meme where this guy has like a million different pieces of paper on the wall and he's trying to understand? This is what I'm trying to do at night, figuring out Bit and whether or not he's going to show up. A part of me thinks that it could be not dependent. I don't think they are. The more he actually gets to be involved in the fight, the better he is. And one of the reasons for that is that the T-side is usually where he's an absolute beast. We've seen it yesterday. I do think there are a couple of maps where he's a bit more too stable for my liking and he doesn't really shine. But you're right, he's got an incredible resume for how young he is in the game, and he could add just another trophy today.
Stats-wise, he's not the best on CT side, but right, when you strike fear from Bit, like when you go into the side of Bit, I remember so many times executing on Ancient A-side pros. This guy would just play behind that box, one-shot the first guy that comes out. He's a headshot machine, and he never fears anyone. I think he gives such a lot of value.
That noise means it is time for the maps, of course, and it's best of 5. We'll start off with the bands, and then it's just about the order of the pick smash.
Indeed, so Inferno and Vertigo are going to be removed, which is to say we're going to play all the other maps. That's how the best of 5 actually works.
The fans are happy about that.
Crowd is very happy about it. The Dust 2 pick from Na'Vi coming in. Whoa! Hey, Dust 2 isn't as love as it used to be. Now that is a very enticing middle ground as far as I'm concerned. I think both these teams produce an incredible counter-attack on the Mirage. Not match number 4. And now that means that we obviously last map, Anubis to close it out.
I hope we get there, Bugsy. Do you think we're going to be going all 5?
No, I actually have a prediction for 3-1 Spirit. I know it's not going to be the fan favorites in here, I'm pretty sure, but I just think from an individual standpoint and also what they've shown already in this year, I think they are fit.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to say Ancient and Dust 2 probably go the way of the teams that picked it.
Okay.
I think the winner of the grand final happens on Mirage. I think whoever gets Mirage wins it. That's my prediction. I slightly edge towards Na'Vi, but we'll get to that a little bit later. But I do think Mirage is going to be where this whole grand final is decided.
How do you think both these teams are feeling knowing that it is a best of 5? This is a test of stamina, Bugsy.
Yeah.
You can't go about this right.
I mean, it can be a bit hard, but when you're in the game itself, you don't really mention it or talk about it. It's firstly after the game where you're kind of like, that was exhausting, right? So I think players are used to it. They've, like, look at Dong's face. It's that he probably plays 12 games in a row at some time. So it's not really something unusual. You're also used to the long practice days. But obviously it's going to be a little bit about preparation being thin.
Well, we've got our maps. We've certainly got the crowd. So there is only one thing left to do. It's time to kick off this grand final. It's Team Spirit versus Na'Vi.
The socialites swooped up a cash box.
Cash out A, full speed.
I'm right behind. Agreed. We got this. Greatly appreciated.
the cash out.
Deploying turret. Frag grenade out.
A coup. Talk about a strategic
You don't steal coming, Scotty, even as a former contestant. What an adrenaline rush.
Wembley! We have reached the grand final of the first half of the 2024 season. And the two teams that stand in your way, they had success throughout the year, but now they want to end on a high. How's everyone doing today? Now, Wembley, I heard a lot of people say the UK crowd is not good, it's not been making enough noise. Well, I want you to prove them wrong today. I want to hear everything you've got. Are you with me? That's what I'm talking about. Let's start with Na'Vi, major champions. They fought so hard for that one trophy, but then after that, it slightly slowed down. But here they stand, looking better than ever. We got some Na'Vi fans in the house! And then Spirit.
proved impossible to
They
break
started
as
the
they
year
hold
doing
on
what
to
someone
win the
thought was
final
impossible.
round.
A young
Congratulations
prodigy
to our
coming up and
rising
dominating
stars.
every single one of the competition. Then they've had their stumbles, they've had their falls, but they've been pretty consistent.